It will be your last chance to pick up Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime on November 16th because Digital Stream says it will be ending November 16th. So you need to pick up Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime before then because November 16th will be the time they enter the Prime Vault. So that means they will no longer be available, nor the relics. You will not be able to pick up relics. If you still have the relics for Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime and all their weapons as well, you'll still be able to use those relics in the game, but you will no longer be able to get those relics anymore once they enter the Prime Vault November 16th. Now, finally, they are entering the Prime Vault, which means a new Prime Vault will be coming. Now, this kind of makes me mad because I thought that they will end November 11th for a new Prime Vault because Digital Streams said this in the dev workshop for the November 11th update, the 30.9 quality of life. And they said there were going to be some Prime Vault changes, which never actually specified the information on the Prime Vault changes, and it just really just left me with a concerning thought of what do you mean by that. Now, obviously, that really just brought my attention to a new Prime Vault and thought it was going to be a new release on a Prime Vault for November 11th. So it's not. Maybe it might be an vault coming November 11th, but then again, if they are getting getting vaulted November 16th, then that's where the new unvault would get come out. Basically be opened on November 16th. Volator Prime, one of an amazing weapon, but I think it's really outdated, so it's not really one of the weapons I would recommend to anybody. I think it still needs a little bit of work, to be honest, but I think it's still a fine weapon, somewhat, still to be used in the game. But I think Telos Boltor has a better crit chance base than the Boltor Prime. And the status on the Boltor Prime is just better. Now, what would I choose more? Probably crit chance than the status. Honestly, crit chance is where I would definitely aim for the Boltor Prime because the Boltor has really good of a base damage, somewhat where there to actually do some good damage. It's very of good value of that, but it's just that the crit chance is really just trash in the Boltor Prime. So that's where I say the Teleportor is definitely where I can go to instead of the Boltor Prime. But it is what it is. Skindo Prime. I think this weapon definitely fell off for me. It was a pretty nice weapon to use, but I don't think it's really all that great anymore, to be honest. I mean, it's got good stats, but since update 30.5 came into play and made every melee weapon not really at a good spot. So it's not really all amazing for melee mods right now. So, with that being said, I mean, the Skindo Prime looks good in stats, but not really good when you start using the weapon. Now, I wouldn't recommend this weapon. Still kind of good to use, but then again, you're going to want something more stronger than the Skindo Prime. But you got to say goodbye to this weapon because I don't think it's really good in my book anymore. If you guys think the Skindo Prime is still a go-to weapon, let me know in the comments below. But honestly, to me, nada. Not good at all. But yeah, rest in peace to this weapon. Was a good weapon, but not anymore. The Hiku Prime. Terrible weapon. The most awful weapon of all time. Alright. Now, this weapon used to be good. I guess so, but not anymore. Not anymore. Alright, the crit chance is awful. Crit multiplier is pretty awful. And then the status, somewhat decent. And now it's just that this weapon is really mostly used for self damage than taking it out to somewhere. Now, obviously, not good to use in the steel path at all because you're gonna die pretty easily. Now, it is kind of good to use as someone like Excalibur Umbra, alright? It just turns into an operator form once you go out of your Warframe with using your operator, and then now your thing just turns into a killing machine. That's what I say this weapon comes into play, but not really most. I mean, it's only for lower level of doing a mission, like survival, whatever it is, extermination, defense. You can many more to go off of than just using it yourself, because this thing is still trash. And then the Nyx Prime that came with Rhino Prime. Still don't have this weapon, so I can't really say too much about it. Looking at the stats, they look pretty decent, to be honest. The crit multiplier, the critical chance, they're actually really good. Status is terrible, but base damage overall looks pretty okay. So it doesn't seem like it's a bad weapon, but until you really give it a try, because like I said before, update 20.5 is here. All the melee mods have been re-changed, so it doesn't really seem all that good to me. Alright, but now we gotta see. Alright, but anyways, I'm gonna definitely probably try to get this weapon. So yeah, you have until November 16th to really pick up all this stuff. Don't forget, it all comes to an end, goes in the Prime Vault November 16th. So that is all for this video. If you guys enjoy it, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Follow me on all social medias and Twitch. Links are in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.